Hello again, everybody. It's been a while, hasn't it? So many things have changed. One of those things being a game I reviewed a long time ago. My second scripted video, even. That's right. Today I'll be talking about. The Solitaire. Oh, doesn't sound familiar to you? Well, let me tell you its original name Ace of Spades. That's right. Today we'll be talking about my least favorite shooter on Roblox, Ace of Spades, or Arms of Solitaire. I'll refer to it as AOS for convenience's sake. As you might recall, I wasn't the biggest fan of AOS back in the good old year of 2022. Has my opinion changed? Well, that's for later now, isn't it? We'll start off with the classes, since some may not be familiar with them if they had not watched my previous video on the subject, in which case, please don't, it's terrible. The classes include the Marksman, whom has a rifle which you can attach a scope to make into a full-on sniper rifle, the Trooper, whom is equipped with an SMG, which is a basic automatic gun, and finally, the Commando, whom has a shotgun which has pretty decent range. If you watched the previous video, you might notice I didn't complain about the shotgun's range. This is because I've warmed up to it. Plus, it doesn't really do that much damage from anywhere but up close. Overall, the shotgun is just a pretty decent weapon. Now for the gunplay. The gunplay is it sure is gunplay. All right, in all seriousness, the gunplay is pretty decent, although it is a bit slippery. If you ever decide to play AOS, you should make sure to turn down your sensitivity. Something that plays into this is the sound design, which is pretty good. The bullets sound like they have quite a punch, and the kill sound is just spectacular. Now let's move on to the new things before I can get into the bad stuff. To start off with, there is now a full cosmetic system. Originally, your outfit would depend on the map, and that map would have to be a special map. So, like a desert map, you could get like a cowboy outfit, something like that, you know? But now you can make your own outfit. You get these cosmetic through crates, similar to Team Fortress 2's crate system. Keep the crates in your head for later. You can also get a veteran's hat if you played it when it was called Ace of Spades. Another new thing is the new base weapons. They just have slightly higher quality models with slightly different stats, but similarly to the veteran hat, if you have played AOS when it was still under the name of Ace of Spades, you can acquire the classic weapons, which happens to lead to the bad things. The classic weapons are actually worse than the base weapons, so although they are a nice addition, they aren't particularly useful. Remember the crates from like a second ago? Yeah, this is where they come in, unfortunately. The crates themselves aren't especially expensive, with the base crate being 1,000 points. But remember how I said they're similar to TF2's crate system? Well, in Team Fortress 2, you need to buy a key to open a crate. The same applies to AOS, but instead of a few cents, you need to pay 5,000 points for one key. That's at least like a few hours playing to get one key. As you can imagine, this can be a bit frustrating. However, there is one saving grace that almost fixes this entire system for the crates. But I'll need to do a little explanation first. You see, AOS, like many FPS, has a daily reward system to entice you to play every day. The final reward is what you get on day 5. That reward is a key. This could fix the system, but the problem is you have to play for 5 days straight. As you can imagine, that is a lot longer than a few hours to just buy a key. Another problem, which is new to AOS, is the map design. Most maps are fine, if a bit cramped, but one stands out from the rest that I would like to point out. This map is black and white. This map is torture. This map is lazy. Let me explain. Black and white is a map made up of only black and white blocks, and I mean that in the most literal sense. They just put a mass amount of giant black and white cubes as the map. That's it. It isn't even fun to play on either. There are just so many sight lines that it's impossible to stop somebody once they get a good sniping spot. Now for the biggest problem. One of the main reasons I really didn't like Ace of Spades. The ads on the home screen. Sadly, they're main. Although it doesn't work like a pop-up would, where it would force you to close it, like the original ad for the starter pack did, but instead it just sits on the home screen, doing its own thing. So finally, we're done. What do I think of AOS in its current state? It's fine. Definitely better than the original version, that's for sure. Well, that's all for today's video. I'll see you all later. And finally, I can say this once again. Stay fresh, cheese bags.